Grayson Coates, and
I'm Ms Schwab.
Next up, we have creme brulee from France.
Very nice.
Creme brulee is basically it's like a cream thing made out of milk, and then it has sugar on top.
Okay.
That's good.
And it's very good.
What aspects of foreign culture do you not expect when traveling abroad?
Oh, that I do not expect. I think it's just the way people dress, because you sometimes expect people to look different in different places of the world. And a lot of times nowadays, you can't tell where people are from just by what they wear anymore. So I think that's what I don't expect. I always expect like a language barrier, but I think just the way people dress.
Yep. Next up, we have a tres leches cake from Mexico.
Ooh, thanks.
So tres leches, I know I'm mispronouncing this somehow, is it's a 3 milk cake. I think it's like heavy creamer or something like that. It's not like almond milk. It's like 3 different types of milk. You get it.
Yeah, let me get this one.
Thank you.
Oh, that one was nice. Last time we did an episode with hot sauces on chips. That was definitely a lot easier to serve.
Where have you traveled most recently, and what was your favorite aspect of that trip?
Oh, I was just in South Korea. I had a niece studying abroad, so the family went to go visit her. And what was the last part of that?
And what was your favorite aspect of that trip?
South Korea, it had to be the food. I always look forward to the food, but Korean food with like Korean barbecue, lots of places where you get the meat and you cook it yourself. And that was very just kind of entertaining, because you don't have a lot of restaurants here that you do that. And that was my favorite aspect of South Korea. Also, the people were very, very friendly, and you get to travel to the border to North Korea, which was really interesting. So yeah, very much enjoyed it.
Did you go to the border?
We did. You can't go as close as you used to go, but someone always has to ruin the fun. And it was very interesting. You got to go through a tunnel and get to peek through the tunnel, and you can see like North Korea, and you get to go to the window, and you can use binoculars, and you can see people on the other side of the border.
Did you see the flag?
Yes.
In like the main...
The flag in the main
government building.
Right. It's the flag. It's a funny story. They raised it higher than the South Korea flag. So South Korea raised their flag higher. North Korea raised it higher, and North Korea won that battle. And South Korea's like, we're not going to raise our flag any higher. So I thought that was weird.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, this is our first homemade one. It's from a place. I'm really bad with pronouncing foreign words. It's called Camino Real.
Oh, I've heard of it.
It's next to the Big Lots on 183 and McNeil Spicewood Springs.
Yeah, just down the road.
Monty Bazaar.
Yeah.
I've seen that place. I haven't been in it, but didn't know they had cake this good.
The creme brulee we got at La Madeleine. Not as fresh, but still at least
good.
a French restaurant.
Next up, we have mochi from Japan. Yeah.
Very fun.
These one are specifically red bean filled.
Very nice. Kind of interesting. It's been a while since I've had this. You just bite into it.
What is your favorite part of the culture in Asia?
I think Asia is my favorite food. But I talk a lot about food because I love trying different foods when I travel. But also with Asia, their culture is just so different than our culture. Like their religions are different. Their way of dress is a little different. They have traditional dress. And their like castles are different. You don't think of the European architecture when you travel to Asia. They're more kind of wooden and older looking. What else? There's so much about Asia that I love. The way of travel is easier too, especially from America. They have, like in Japan, we were there in June, and they have the bullet trains, which is really fascinating just to be on the bullet train. Let's see, food, castles, bullet trains, and the people are really just very kind. They're happy that you're there. There is a different barrier of language though. There are not a lot of English speaking when I traveled there. You can get around, but it's harder to find someone speaking English.
Next up, we have Scottish shortbread from, you guessed it, Scotland. And yeah, we'll have 2 pieces.
They're very small.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad I skipped lunch.
Have you had the tres leches cake before?
I don't remember, so I can't say yes. So I think that was the most surprising
I
one
guess
so far.
you've had mochi before.
But I don't think I've had it red bean filled, so that was a different flavor. Yeah.
Let us know if you try anything new.
Yeah, the red bean was new. And I haven't had these in forever, so I'm excited.
And you have to finish them.
Brayson is actually Scottish.
And Irish. When you travel like abroad and look for some place to eat, do you tend to go more local or something you recognize?
Oh, I like going local. I like the authentic dishes. So I personally try anything. My husband does not. So sometimes I will have a dish in front of me and he's like, "What are you eating?" I'm like, "I don't really know, but the recommendation was to try it." So I do. And usually it's pretty good. So like haggis, since we're talking about Scotland and the UK area, haggis was actually really good. Have you had it? Yeah.
So good.
Did you like it? Yeah. So that was something interesting to try. In Africa, I asked my tour guide what to eat. And I don't know the name of it, but it's a round piece of meat. And I think it had intestines in it. No one in my group tried it but me. But it was so delicious. So very much local.
You said your husband didn't get something local. Did they just like get something?
Just something they recognize off the menu. Yeah. He's very much not as adventurous as me.
Next up, we have flan from Spain.
This is also homemade. It's very sticky. It's like it's kind of like jello-y. There we go.
Thank you.
This we also got at the Camino Real place, so it's homemade.
Oh, very nice. I love flan. I've attempted to make it, and it doesn't work.
It's good. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that is so tough. I have to go with Chinese food. I think, like I said, Asian food, when you ask me about Asia, their food is the most delicious, so I'm going to pick a specific country and go with China. I have not been to China yet. I know Chinese food is different in China than here, but I'm going to go with Chinese food. I have to eat Chinese food like once a week or I crave it.
Do you think like the sweetness may like tire you out, because that's one of the reasons I'm not the biggest fan of Chinese food?
Oh, I don't think so.
I like it.
Yeah. I do have to have variety. Like, you have to be different, like rice dish, noodle dish.
Yeah.
Soup dumplings, Dumplings anywhere are
It just has
so
a-
good.
It has a lot of variety and a lot of rich flavor.
Yes.
Imagine nutrition was like covered. What was like one specific item that you would,
Ooh, that I'd pick from Chinese food. And it doesn't matter. Like, I could just eat it
or
over
just
and
your
over.
favorite Chinese food?
I have to be kind of boring and go with fried rice. Just fried rice is
fair.
so delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
Honestly, you can eat
Yes.
that forever.
Yes.
Next up, we have a stroopwafel from the Netherlands.
I'm actually Dutch. So these are one of my favorite desserts to have.
Very fun. I hadn't had these before until like just last year. And someone brought them over and they are delicious. I don't know if I'll finish it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Stove waffle, the literal translation is syrup waffle,
Oh,
which is because it's basically compressed waffle filled with caramel. You can also get some other like fillings, but caramel's the most popular.
I did not know that.
How does the presentation of foods in other countries compare to the U.S.?
I think that depends on where in the world you are. So I think sometimes the presentation in Asia is going to be sometimes a little more like on the like there's lots of street markets, and so it's not like from the like we think of a restaurant. So you go and you look at the street market and you're like, is this prepared correctly? Is this safe to eat? Is it okay? They have lots of night markets and food markets, and so it's prepared differently than what we say. And even in Europe, you can go walk around and there's things like something like ham legs from like a pig just hanging on windows and they're not refrigerated. And you're like, this is really odd. And like a lot of times we refrigerate our eggs. You can just go buy eggs that aren't refrigerated. So a lot of the food preparation is different. I do think in Japan, everything was presented so elegantly. I don't know if that's just where I was eating, but everything was just nicely plated. It wasn't just a huge portion, because in Texas you get such big portions, and in other countries you won't have that. So I think it's very different
What about
preparation.
when you go to sit-down restaurants in Europe or Asia, because that's a lot different than street food, like how
Right.
the preparation and presentation.
Yeah, I think it's probably similar. I think the presentation's very nicely put. Like when we were in South Korea, every restaurant we went to was nicely prepared.
Next up, we have gulab jamun from India.
This is going to be one of the
Yes.
harder ones to do it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's in some sort of liquid. I heard it's very sweet, so I'm wondering if that's some kind of
Milk and sugar
or like-
and wheat.
Yes.
I'm not sure what it is, so I don't want to say anything.
You're gonna have to try it afterwards.
Yeah.
I want to get one that's kind of soaked for you too.
Oh, thank you. I'll kind of put it over so I don't get stuff on the table.
This was
Thank
gotten
you.
at the Gandhi Bazaar next to the Big Lots.
Oh, nice.
I'm not really sure how authentic.
Do you cut into it?
I think you do because I think it's gonna be sticky.
Yeah.
I'm not really that sure. I asked about how do you serve
There you
it.
go.
They
Oh, maybe
said
not. Oh, you got it.
Cold, you can have it warm.
That's pretty
you can
easy.
serve some of the substance. I don't know what it is with it.
I haven't had this in a long time, so let's see.
Good.
It's very sweet, I heard. Would you say, compared to other sweets, would you say it's like sweet as candy or just like a regular
Oh.
dessert?
It's got a fun aftertaste.
This is a fun aftertaste. It is sweet like candies. Very sugary. Yeah.
The liquid's a lot like syrup.
Yeah.
Would you ever like going to India? Why or why not?
It's on my bucket list. My husband goes to work there sometimes, but he says I won't like the city he goes to, so I want to go there and I want to see the Taj Mahal. I think that's my big reason that I want to go there. And I feel like India way of life is way different than our way of life, and I love the traditional wear of people in their dresses that they wear. It has a name, and I'm really sad that I don't remember the name right now. So yes, I would love to go to India. And Indian food is very delicious, and I know it's very different there than here. So I would love to try it. I think I might get sick of Indian food if I went for like a week. I don't know. So yes, I would like to go to India.
And this is our last one. We have baklava from Greece.
That sounds delicious
So this we got from an authentic baklava place. It's called Baklava House or Baklava Cafe. It's on Lamar.
Which one? I haven't used it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But this one right here is a pistachio one. And
Yep.
this one right here is cheese filled. It's kind of more of
Thank you.
It's not as much cheese like mozzarella sticks, but more like a cheesecake type thing.
Okay.
So you do eat these with your hand.
I was thinking, I was
okay.
like, I really enjoy baklava.
Which one did you try before?
Pistachio first.
Grayson, what do you think about the cheese filled?
The cheese, you're right, the cheese is more like a cheesecake cheese rather than one of your traditional like cheddars. Are there any places you haven't gone that you think you would enjoy visiting?
Yes, lots. Greece being one of them. I would like to go, not in summertime, because I hear it's so crowded over summer. I'd like to go to the ruins, see Greece, India being one. One of my favorite countries is Russia, as if you've had me, you might know this, but I can't go there anymore because of current events, so that really saddens my heart. I'm going back to the country of Georgia in July of this year, and that's one of my favorite places too. I just like the food. I didn't get to spend a lot of time there, and it's a unique place that doesn't have a lot of tourists. China is a place I haven't been. I want to spend like probably a month in China, if not longer. There's so many places you can see and do. I love Central America. Going to Mexico is like one of my favorite things, just because we're so close to Mexico. So there's some places in Central America that I haven't been. Oh, I almost forgot the big one, New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
I need to hit up Australia to go to another continent, and New Zealand just looks beautiful. So I think that's New Zealand, Australia, China, Greece, India. 5 places I have not been that I would like to go to.
You said that the food in Georgia is something you really like. Could you explain like what type of food it is?
So they have this thing called cheese pie, and it's like this breaded pizza dough that's rolled up, and it's like in a kind of like this kind of form. And in it, they just melt cheese, like their specialty Georgian cheeses, and they put like an egg on it, and it's so delicious.
I bet it is. That sounds really good.
I ate a lot of them, which I probably shouldn't have. So I plan on eating a lot more this summer too. But they have like a little, they have a flair of Middle East kind of culture with some European culture going into their food. So it's really different. So, yes.
You said you wanted to go Australia. Do you want to like visit like the big cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, or do you want to like visit the outback a little bit?
I kind of want to do it all. I do think tourists overwhelm me sometimes because when it's too crowded, I get a little like, oh my gosh, like what? Like I can't move. So I would like to go to Sydney. I want to see the Sydney Opera House. It looks fantastic to look at. But I would like to get into the smaller cities to just explore a little more. So, and I think the language barrier is not a thing there. So I could get around and travel easily.
You said you went to Africa once. Did you cross the equator there?
I did, yes. We went to Uganda and Rwanda, and we saw the equator and can stand on both sides. Took some pictures, and then we went gorilla trekking, and you hike to see where the gorillas are with a guide, and you get to see how they live. And it was really like that was my favorite experience that I got to do most recent years. Yes.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's all.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you for joining us and watching Around the World with Ms Schwab.
Thank you. Thank you.
and please take the food with you.
I'm going to. I'm going to finish it.
If you want some more gulab jamun, tres leches cake, we basically have a lot of everything. Just leave some stove waffles for me.
Okay, I don't need another soup waffle because this is plenty. I'm gonna take this and have it for later on today. This was fun, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So bad?
Yeah.
This was fun.
Do you want me to help you clean?
No, I think we got it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.